Hi, everyone. A beautiful good evening to you from Nigeria and from wherever you are joining. I like to say wonderful, wonderful good evening from here in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. It's been windy. I don't know whether they call it a matan or what do they call a matan in abroad? Is it winter? I think this is summer, I guess so, right? Dominate Your Market Summit. We had one last one and we kept that one last one for you. But as usual, we'll rush to our YouTube channel. So I'm going to copy the link now, so that some of our people who didn't know that we're live, they would know that we are live and so they could join us. All right. So let me go to my page now. Okay, good. So I can see now. All right. So I'm picking the link now, everyone. So I'm going to share it on the different Telegram. All right, so I'm going to share it on a different Telegram group and I will share it to our guest, who, by the way, she's already waiting, to share a lot with us as regards to growing and Lego business, the Lego part of our business. We learn everything about growing business, but we forget the legal implication of everything we do. Oh, buy my course. If you buy my course, you would make XYZ. Do you know the legal implication of that statement you just made? Oh, I'm having this idea. Can we partner and get started together? Do you know the legal implication of getting people to partner with you? There are a whole lot of things we do, and we think that there is no legal implication. But like she would always say, my learned colleague, I'm not a learned person, but they would say ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So first, I want to share the link to her. I'm sharing the YouTube link now to her so that she can share with her, those that will want to follow through and join in this. All right, so I'm putting it now. So, ma'am, I just sent you something on WhatsApp. You could check it out now so you could share with your people. All right, so welcome to Dominate, the final edition for this year. And it's been an amazing experience. Trust me, it's been an amazing experience. And I have learned a lot. My team came back and they gave more than 100% pass for the impact that this session has been for us as a team, as Kingspire Resources, as staff and team of Kingspire Resources. We have been tremendously impacted. We have been tremendously inspired by the different session, and I can assure you that this session is going to be another eye opener for you. There is a legal implication. You don't want to start building something and then at the end of the day, you only realize later that the law is against what you're building, or there is a clause in the law that makes what you're building not legally yours. Maybe somebody has a legal angle to take over what you're doing, but you didn't know because you thought that ignorance of the law is an excuse, which actually it is not an excuse. So today we have an amazing, phenomenal person, someone I call Adiareka. Adiareka, I'm from Akwa Ibom State, Etimekbo. I'm sure you should know that I'm very proud of saying that all the time, right? So I call her Adiareka. Adiareka means elder sister, like first daughter, first elder sister, because on the online space, she's one person that takes me into her wings, guides me and talk with me and listen to me talk. And I take her as my elder sister, and she's going to be coming here and share with us the legal implication of some of the things we do, the decisions we make, the business that we go into, and how we should guard ourselves effectively well to ensure that we actually, the business we have been building, somebody doesn't show up tomorrow and take it off from our hands. Okay, I can see some people are joining already. Fantastic. All right, David, thank you so much for joining. David, you know how we do it. Take it and go copy and share it out there to your community. Let more people join us and enjoy what we're going to be learning tonight. So I'm going to be bringing on stage on the virtual platform someone that I respect so much, someone with so many portfolio, right? She has been a legal practitioner for, if I'm not mistaken, over a decade. I think close to 2 decades, if not more than 2 decades. She's been a legal practitioner. She's been in position of authority, Association of Female FIDA, female something. She's gonna explain what FIDA means, but she's served from the executive angle up until the president's angle of I think which whatever chapter it is, she's gonna explain as well. But I'm so proud when people try to. I said, don't try me. I have a lawyer now. I will sue you. Ladies and gentlemen, let us bring on stage the one and only Madam Irene. Let me see. Hold on a second. All right. Okay. So I'm bringing her back on stage. Yep, papa. Good evening to you. And
Good
compliments of the season.
evening. Thank you. Thank you. The weather, everything is already telling us that we're in the season to be jolly, to be merry. It's my pleasure to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
having me.
Thank you so much for making out the time to be here. I mean, it's really sacrificial for you, and I don't take it for granted because it's the weekend that you're supposed to be resting and relaxing with your family, and you have to drive to the office so as to be here, not just for me, but for what we are going to be learning. Because I thought I knew so much about I thought I knew a little about what I was doing until I began to have conversations with you. And there were certain things you were saying. I was like, oh my goodness, I thought I knew about partnership, but little did I know that I didn't know a lot. You know, they advertise a lot. Oh, how do you start your business? Just go on CAC. In case you are not in Nigeria, CAC means Corporate Affairs Commission, the federal, the institution, the body that's been licensed to issue certification for people to register their business as an entity on its own. So a lot of times we just say, oh, what do you need to start? Just go and register. Once you register, it's legally your own. And we don't know the implication of the different levels of registration. I mean, we want to start something and we say, hey, I have this idea. And someone say, okay, let's go into partnership. And then the next thing, voila, we've started. We don't know anything about the legal implication, the things we're supposed to put in place to make sure that happens. And that is what we're going to be learning today. So in the first 30 minutes, I'm going to allow her to just take us through. I mean, the people that are learning here, a lot of them are small business owners, so they don't even understand what it means, the legal implication of employing, you know, employees' rights. What are we supposed to do to protect ourselves as business owners from our employees? And of course, the employees, what are their legal rights that if they know their rights and sue us for not doing certain things, we might go into it for it. So there are a lot of things we want to learn. And I have a couple of questions I will be asking. Here, we are not humble. We blow our trumpet. So there are a lot of things that I have not been able to mention about you. Please, ma'am, tell us a lot more about you and the things you've achieved, the places you've been, the things. I mean, I've been blowing your trumpet, and let's take it away from there.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you so much for all you do. I see your community and I'm so inspired because you know you have young people that you are showing the way, you're taking the steps ahead, your failings, your successes, you're sharing it all. So thank you so much. It gladdens my heart because I have two adults and two teenagers. So for me, I see it like, okay, all is not lost. There are people who also help our children get on the right track. So I'm so impressed and I admire all that you do. God bless you.
Thank you.
And so,
Thank
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, my name is Irene Peppo. I'm a lawyer of over 24 years. I was called to the bar 24 years ago. I've been in active legal practice. I'm a member of FIDA, immediate past secretary. FIDA is Federación Internacional de Abogadas, which means International Federation of Women Lawyers. That's why I said it in Spanish. And then I'm also the immediate past national secretary of the MBA. MBA is Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum. I've served in my branch of the MBA as welfare secretary. I've served nationally as a national officer in the MBA. So right now I do a lot of mentoring. I mentor female lawyers, especially those who pause their practice to go into taking care of their family, who are trying to find their way to get back into practice. So we try to get it seamless for them and help them come back on track. So basically, I'm also a teen minister. I minister in my church to teenagers. So, and imagine my children have been in the same class with me. Sometimes they're like, Mommy, please don't minister today. Don't call our names. All right. All right. So today, I've been in business as a business lawyer for as long as I've been called to the bar, because I've always been interested in businesses. So I major in businesses, business law. I also, because I'm focused on women and children, I also do family law and I'm an advocate for children also. So that's basically all that I do. I do some other things by the side, but basically you can wake me up any day and then we can take it on from there. So why are we here today? I think we are here to understand what legal structure really is. what is a legal structure? My office here is a 3-story building, and I can imagine that to build this structure, the kind of foundation they would need to lay will be different from if it was what we call a bacha. Now, this is not being derogatory. What I'm trying to say is that with a bacha or a different building, you may not need the kind of material. You may not need to cure the material. For instance, if you're building something, you may need it to dry before you can affix other things. So a structure is what gives a defined role. It defines the building. So legal structure. So what are we here for? To understand what legal structure is, to identify the risk associated with using the wrong structure or not using any structure at all, to explore legal structures in Nigeria. What are these structures that are available to Nigerian businesses and business owners? I have seen so many businesses or business owners take on the wrong structure, and down the road, they are wishing they had the information you're about to get here. And I'm also going to help outline steps we can take to avoid this crisis. So you are in for a good time today. They say law is boring, but with me, nothing is boring. So please get your notebooks and your pen and get ready. Let's talk about legal structure. So a legal structure is like a legal framework that determines how a business is organized, how the business operates, how the business complies with laws. It's about how a business is organized. So organization is part of legal structure. How it operates, your operations within the law is part of legal structure, and how you comply with the law. That's talking about regulatory compliance. Let's just make it basic. So it's about how you are organized, how you operate, and how you comply with the laws of Nigeria, because we're speaking to Nigerians right now. So why do you know, because we talked about a building. So why would I want a structure? I mean, look at it. Why would you want a structure? We have, if we are women here, when we buy some bags, we say, I want a structured work bag. That means a bag that has, it's firm, it's sturdy, it won't bend to any shape, it's not liable to get spoiled, and all that. So structure is important. So why would I want a good legal framework, a good legal business structure for my business as a business owner in Nigeria? One, it helps you in decision making and operations. When you know the kind of structure you have, you will know how to make decisions. You will know what to do. You'll be proactive, right? Secondly, what is the second thing that would make me think of having a good structure, business structure? Protection of personal assets. We'll get into that. There are some legal structures that only don't protect you personally. Do you understand? You become liable. If anything happens in that business, you personally are liable. But there are some structures that protects your personal assets, right? And protects your business. So you need to know what you want before you go in there. When you have a proper legal structure or a business structure, you have enhanced credibility. People can take you seriously. For instance, if somebody says, my business is not registered, yes, we can do business with you, but it gets to a level, the amount of cash or transactions you can deal with is different. So it enhances your credibility and gives you access to financing. Okay, let's look at this. Imagine that Irene, I want to train female lawyers. And I just woke up. Yes, I do have net worth. I have friends, social capital and all that. So I walk up to somebody and I say, if I can walk up to my friends, right? And say, please, I want to train female lawyers. And here is how much it will take for us to just have refreshments. My training is free and all that. They may give me the first time, the second time, the third time. But if I want to take it to the next level, if I want to scale, one, I need to register either a mentoring or a coaching program. Mostly, I would register a limited liability company, which I already have. I have mentorship for female lawyers. So I have that. It enhances my credibility. Now I'm working on the website. What that means is that if somebody is looking out for me and sees, yes, Irene Pepo, we know her. What about those who don't know me? How do they assess me? So they assess you by your legal structure, by your business structure. So if you don't have a structure, if you don't have a well-defined structure, today you are here, tomorrow you are there, or you don't even have anything structured, it just means that you cannot be trusted. You're not credible. And of course, access to financing is, nobody's going to finance you personally. If you come to me and say you make changing, this Yuletide period, you would love to make lots of ching. This time, people will love ching. I would invest my money in you personally. But you cannot speak to every person and say, please invest, because we haven't seen, where is your business name? Is it a limited liability company? Who are those behind? So all this has to, is important. And then, of course, your legal structure also defines your tax implications and obligations. We'll come to that later. So basically, we are here to talk about what is your legal framework? Why is it important? Like I said, it shows how your business is organized, operates, and how it complies with the law. So remember, organized, operates, and complies. So you must have the organization top-notch, the operation top-notch, and how you comply with the laws of the land. There are laws for every business. There are laws for everything in Nigeria. Even marriage has its own law. I know that it's always funny. We have the Marriage Act. Marriage has its own law. Business has laws that you need to comply with. It also has agencies and bodies, regulatory bodies that regulate what you do in your business. The business that somebody who is fishing does has a body regulating it. The one that maybe you're doing just food, we're thinking of NAFDAC. So every business has rules, so you must follow them. So what are the consequences if you don't have legal structure? Let's just look at a few of them. The first one I said, exposure to personal liability. Many of us start out with business names. A business name is Irene, trading under the name of Irene Enterprises. So if my business name is called Irene Enterprises or Flavor Enterprises, it means that it is Irene who is trading under that name. So if anybody was to sue me to court, if I had any issues, for instance, I'm making cakes and we have a disagreement with maybe between vendors, I and maybe my customer and my client, and the person maybe business friction, conflict is inevitable, living in family. So those frictions come up, and then maybe there's a business dispute, and then they have to sue to court. They are going to sue Irene Pepple, trading under the name of Irene Resources. So I am personally liable. So the kind of structure you have can either expose you to personal liability or protect you from personal liability. Let me take that again. The kind of legal structure you use or you deploy can either expose you to personal liability or protect you from personal liability. So, of course, the second thing that not having the right legal structure that you would find, one of the things you can find is internal conflict amongst partners and stakeholders. Many people are so excited about the idea of having funding, are excited about the idea of having partners, that they don't settle down to the nitty-gritty. I am a partnership prep. I call myself partnership prep coach. It's rare. I started this because I found that so many people who came, into our firm for business said, we want to draft a partnership agreement between both of us. And I found that both of them were not on the same page almost every time. Some people have what they are wishing in their hearts. Some people have what they believe to be right, but they do not put it down on paper. So the first thing I always did for partners was I would give them a questionnaire, filled independently. Why is this so? So that their real hearts, their wishes, their dreams, what they really, really want. There's a way those questions are, you must outline them. Who do you think is, okay, somebody, let's take a scenario. Let me just remember one of them. There's a friend of mine who said she wanted to enter a partnership with a friend. The friend has already a boutique or something, and she wants to put in capital, bring in capital, then they will share the proceeds. So when she came, they were also excited, both of them, but I knew that they hadn't touched the real deal. Well, people would say, when we tell you, lawyers will say, allow them make their mistakes. No, I am a prep. I prep you into partnership. So I told them, can you just take 20 minutes to each go through this questionnaire? And well, I took my fees because I normally take fees for that. So when they finished, when I read through and I asked, you know, in each session, maybe you're saying, somebody said, I'm going to be opening the shop at 7 o'clock every day. If I can't open, my sales girl will open. No, and then I thought we said we are doing it together. I didn't think did we talk about sales girl? So are you seeing, there are some things they didn't talk about. One other person says, me, I'm planning to sell drinks in front of the shop. I'm already selling. So potential areas of conflict, potential areas, you know, internal conflicts always come up in business, especially when you have partners or stakeholders. So after all said and done, they sat down. In fact, I even asked the question, you are going to do business with somebody. Have you taken stock of the goods in the shop? Then this person said, she told me that the goods are worth 3 billion naira, 3 million naira. I'm like, so how did you ascertain? Did you look through the books? Did you see the cost of each? I mean, if somebody says I have goods worth 2 million, so maybe you have jeans that's like 500,000, and we can see them and account for them. So you can't say you have that. So by the time we finish that session, I kid you not, one person said she wants to go and hear from God. The other person said she wants to go and talk to her pastor. That's how that business ended. But imagine if they had come into my partnership prep class. I would have taught them these things ahead, so they will know the right questions to ask. When, you know, what is like a relationship, when you're just starting, everybody's excited, you know, those right questions need to be asked so that you can make those decisions. Both of you can agree. So the kind of structure we have will determine, you know, these consequences. If you have a structure where there's nothing, you don't have anything in how to manage your conflicts, the business will break up, like any relationship, right? So, and then what other issue can arise if you don't have the right legal structure for your business? Difficulty in attracting investors or assessing loans. That one is basic. If you have a business name, you can attract loans, but it will be on personal basis. To be on personal basis, you will need to always, you know, be the one out there. But if it's a business, your business is a legal entity on its own. It can sue and be sued. It has a legal personality. So if anybody was to sue you, if you had a limited liability, they are suing Irene Pepple Limited, not Irene. And most times, most people don't use their personal names in limited liabilities, except they want to, or maybe they combine the names, right? But most times, people use different names, you know, for different reasons. And so it will now be that it's not me you are suing. Any staff can appear in court for the company, right? Except maybe they need maybe a director to come give evidence or so. So you have difficulty in attracting it. Nobody will give you money because it's Irene trading under the name of Labor or Irene and Irene Ventures. In this country now, so you have difficulty. You may attract personal loans from friends and family, but it's very hard to convince an outsider, a foreigner, an angel investor to put in money in your business. Of course, tax penalties and regulatory non-compliance. Every legal structure has its issues. I mean, if you don't have the right legal structure, you won't even know which tax you should pay or which regulatory body you are subject to. And then, of course, finally, inability to scale. See, you cannot scale a business name because it is you. So if you're looking for partners and you have a business name, where are the shares? What are you going to give the person who is coming? Where is the equity? Equity is like the shares, that what the person buys into your business. If somebody is bringing 1 million and then your share capital, that is the amount, you know, in business, in companies, we have what we call share capital. So share capital is like the value, the monies. It's not like physical money, but the monies or the value of that business in the amount of shares. So if somebody comes and says, I'm bringing 20%, I want 20% of your equity, I will give you 2 million. So you now know that 20% of shares that you have. So if you don't have shares, a business name does not have shares. It's only companies that have shares. So if you are thinking of scaling, I don't know how you would scale, because I mean, you can't bring your business name and tell me to come and put money in you. Do you understand? I hope you're with me. I hope you guys are still here. I feel I'm talking to myself. This is everyone here. This is 25 minutes already and I'm not even started. All right. So, like I said, so finally, please, I hope you
We're
guys are
here with
hearing me. I
you.
feel like I'm speaking to myself. All right.
I'm
So,
writing.
inability, okay, inability to scale your business. It's really important you know the right structure so that you know how to scale. Even to exit the business, you need the right structure. If you have a business name, the business name is you. So if you are a sole proprietor, that is a business name. Even though now in the legal structures we have a situation where two people can form a business name as partners. Yes, there is a new structure like that in CAC. So two people can form a partnership. What that means is that if one partner is no more, the other partner can continue. But if you're just a sole proprietor, as in one man army, only you, if anything happens to you, your business is gone. So your business exits naturally. So let's look at the types of structures, legal structures we have in Nigeria. First, the sole proprietorship. That one is the simplest form. That's what we call business name. That's a single proprietor. Means one person, right? It's suitable for small scale businesses, like you want to do something, you have an idea you want to start, you just want to start small, then maybe you will scale later. The truth is that with even the sole proprietorship, or that's the business name, you can scale, you can upgrade from business name to limited liability. You can actually upgrade. So some people feel that, let me start small, let me manage. You know, when you are a sole proprietor, number one, low cost, you have control, you have all the profit. You know, you're not answerable to anybody. You take your decisions easily. I mean, you're just say, look, okay, my business. Let's say this is December. What business can we do now to earn some money to tide over January? Okay, let me go to the market. Let me buy some red t-shirts. This is December period, or we are going to February. So you can make decisions sharply, you know. If you had a partnership, you have to talk to your partner and say, I'm having this idea. If your partner disagrees, you can't do it alone. So every structure has its pros and cons. So what are the cons of the business name or the sole proprietorship, as it were? Unlimited liability. That is, liability follow you, as in if you have an office, you're the one who will pay for it. If anything goes wrong, it is you. If your suppliers are angry with you, it is you. If in fact, you know, now one man business, you are the one doing your graphics, you are the one doing your marketing, you are everywhere, you know, so you have unlimited liabilities. The same way you are enjoying unlimited profits. All right, so let's move to partnership. So like I said before, I moved to what I said, you can, right now in Nigeria, you can have two people form a partnership under business name. Please take note. Two people can form a partnership under business name. It's no longer just one person. Okay, so let's look at partnerships. Partnerships are where two or more individuals run a business. So what is the, what should I say, what is the good thing about partnership? They share responsibility. You know, with sole proprietorship, it's just you. But with partnership, you share responsibility. So if you're thinking of fees, rent, you're thinking, you can have even more than two persons as partners. In Nigeria now, we have what we call limited liability partnership and limited partnership. So partnership has been broken down now. So that there's a kind of partnership that maybe somebody has the know-how and someone else has the money. You can come together and form a limited liability partnership. You can also form a limited partnership. So right now, the Corporate Affairs Commission has made it so easy. In fact, the partnership agreement is even in that, is part of the registration. So you need to sign a partnership agreement when you're registering a partnership right now. And so once you're done, you can print out your partnership agreement, which will guide all that you do. So everything you need, all these things we've been talking about that people fight over, you can regulate it with a limited liability partnership or limited partnership. So the only problem with partnership is that sometimes it's hard to make decisions, take decisions on time. There's joint liability, you know. I mean, depending on which one. Limited partnership and limited liability. If you there's a plot where there's a place where if one partner does something, it does not and negates maybe the values of the company. It does not affect the other partner. So all these are nitty-gritty you need to know about partnership. We're already 30 minutes gone. I think I have to rush this. And so of course we have what we call company. People call it companies called private limited company. That is limited liability company. That's what we call it. That one is a separate legal entity. Meanwhile, the partnership right now is a separate legal entity from partners. So it's the same thing. It has a legal entity. So private companies has a separate legal entity. So that's where you see companies that you see, once ever you see limited at the end or LTD or limited, that is a limited liability company. So what are the advantages? There's ease of raising capital, there's limited liabilities, that's everybody's liability is limited. I mean, the company is different from me. If the company fails, I didn't fail. That's why you see some people will go and open a business and dupe people, and then when you take them, they say, I don't have money again. It's the company. Sometimes you go back there to court processes. You find out that the building they were using was rented, so they have moved. The company is separate from the persons, right? So that is that about the limited liability company. The liability is limited to the amount of shares. So even when they are wound up, it is still the company, is not you personally liable. And then we have the public limited companies, what they call the PLC, all those PZ, PLC. When you see PLC, it means that these are public limited companies. These are the ones that sell their shares, offer their shares to the public. That's why you as the private company cannot offer shares to the public now. You cannot do subscription again and say, please come and buy my shares. I'm sure you've heard all that. So the public companies are those that can offer their shares, subscription and all that. This one is for large scale businesses, right? They have access to public capital. That is their main advantage. Of course, you grow to level, so you start from somewhere to go there. But the issue with them is that their compliance, they are the ones who have the highest compliance regulations. There's SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, everything, they have so many regulatory bodies to deal with. So the higher you go, the higher your profit, the higher you go, the higher advantages, the higher your liabilities. Okay, so of course, I think I've talked about business names, so smaller enterprises, and then we have the NGOs, we have the mosque, we have the association. That's another structure. This one is for non-profit or impact-driven people that are impact-driven initiatives like NGOs or a foundation. Their own registration is also different. Their structure is different. We also have companies limited by guarantee. These are companies who their members or their directors they guarantee the company. This one, there is full liability. Companies limited by guarantee, you would see things, institutions like maybe University of Port Harcourt should be company limited by guarantee. Schools, some foundations. So those ones are non-profit. You don't use it for profit purposes. They're not even taxed. Okay, so somebody will ask me, what should I do? Mrs. Pepple, I've heard so much. What should I do to make sure that I take steps to prevent my business, my small business? Some of us are only online. So some of us just have online, we just come online, we do our business. What should I do? Number one, engage a business attorney early on in your business planning. When you're about to register a business, when you have an idea, when you speak to a business attorney, the person can understand whether you want to build a legacy business or you just want something that you want to start up with. Many people think that a startup is a business that I just started. No, a startup has different components. Has different components that it's called a startup. So many people just say, my business is a startup. What are you doing? What novel thing are you doing in your business? I'm a tailor. Uncle, you're not a startup. You're a regular business. So when you speak to a business attorney, in-depth knowledge of what the person wants we will have a session. We need to know, what do you really want? Where do you hope to see yourself in the next 5 years? If this business is just for now, you just want to do something, awesome, we can do a business name. If this business is the one that maybe in the next 4 years you want to scale, we can work on that. And the kind of advice we would give you if you're registering a business name now and you need to scale is different from somebody who just wants to just run a business, is not interested in scaling. Because for a business name, he intends to have partners in the future. So if you cannot afford to register a limited liability company, which I would recommend, I would say when you register your business, make sure you file your annual returns, make sure you're good with your tax. Why? Because if you're going to scale, if you have investors, anyone looking at your documents, they need to see that you are up to date. They need to see that you are compliance, your governance, the governance within your, you know what you're doing, right? So if the kind of advice we would give somebody who just wants, I want to do cheating, I don't have plan, I just want to do one small thing, every Christmas I sell with it. It's different from somebody who is planning legacy business. And then of course, the next thing is to register your company with appropriate legal structure with the CAC. When you meet a licensed business attorney, the person can tell. The other people who have knowledge, I'm not saying we don't want to have knowledge, but I'm speaking for myself, and I've been in this business for a long time. As a corporate lawyer, I can tell you that most people start up companies with ideas, but they don't think future. So what we do is to drive you to think of the future. When you think of the future, the steps you take today, for instance, if you want to build a story building, there is no way you will just go to a place that maybe the soil is not good. I would advise you that instead of spending your money on this soil, because you're going to spend so much money to solidify the foundation, why don't you go to this other place and do this? That is the benefit you get from, engaging a business attorney early, not after you've done a registration. I think recently, was it last year? No, early this year, it's 2 young men came to me. Of course, we met online, and then we did our consultation. So they came to see me in the office physically. Unfortunately, they had registered a business name, and they kept on saying their shares. I said, can I see your documents? I said, what do you have here as a business name? He said, no, his company, the woman told him that he paid this amount, X amount. I'm like, it is a business name that was registered. You can't give shares to anybody. And even if you wanted to, give out equity, we need to increase your share capital so that we can now, allot shares to the new partners or the new directors in your company. He was in shock. The good thing was, it was a new company, so he had not, he was still within time to file without the need for annual returns. So we did an upgrade before we now, increase the share capital, change the directors, we allotted the shares. And we also built for him, because what we do is all encompassing. When you come that way, we have bundles. So what we do is that to help you, we do like a bundling thing. We help you with all your other documents, your contracts with your suppliers, everything you're doing. We just help you, your NDAs, everything, because we know it is specific, shareholders agreements and all that. So we did that. So it helps you. I'm sounding this because I know it's very important. I've seen people cry in my office like, why did I waste my money? But the money is already gone. So the little money you're trying to save, please, it's better to not be penny wise, pound foolish. So of course, one thing you should do is implement a clear governance and operational framework. If you are a partnership, these are the rules that guide a partnership. Please follow through the rules. Follow through the rules. If you are a business that employs, for instance, maybe you're a caterer and you have people you employ, your company must have a policy document. You must have agreement with each of these persons so that in event of anything, you can have something to fall back on, right? So that's very important. And then one of the things I would advise for you to anticipate potential disputes, So in every agreement, you must anticipate, but I don't say, even in marriage, people quarrel, even at home, there's friction with your parents, with your siblings. How much more a business person who is your partner, who comes with a different background, who has gone through different experiences and is going to judge things differently. You must have in your agreements or in your plan how you will settle disputes, how you will handle conflicts. I would always say the first place to go is not the court. the first thing to do is arrange for a mediation. So it would be great to have in your agreement a mediation clause, or if you prefer, depending on the kind of business that you're doing, an arbitration clause, so that you don't need to go to court, so that you can settle at a lower cost your disputes and move on. You know, when disputes come, they're not supposed to close the business. There's supposed to be a time for you, both of the partners or some partners, to understand each other more and forge a better path, so in order to make the business thrive. So I think this is all I have for you guys. Like I want to say again, business, your legal structure is important. You can do every other thing. Do you know that even in marketing your business, consumers have rights? The consumers that are taking your goods have rights. I hear people say, please, I don't return, you cannot, no return policy. There is nothing like that. The FCCPC, the commission, says the consumer has rights. Put rules, qualify how it should be returned. On if you have stayed this long, you cannot return. So don't say, so there's so many rules guiding depending on the particular industry. But okay, let me just go through a few regulatory bodies to help us. I think it's 41 minutes. Okay, so the CAC, we all know, is registration and regulation of your business entity. Any business entity, from business name to limited liability to public companies to NGOs to churches to mosques to even everything in Nigeria is registered. So of course, what do you need to know about CAC? Number one, registration or incorporation. Number two, filing an annual returns. Annual returns is a specified fee by the Corporate Affairs Commission that every business in Nigeria should file. The filing is to show CAC that you are still interested in your business and is a going concern, which means that if you do not file annual returns in the excess of 10 years, your business can be declared dormant and delisted from the list of companies in Nigeria. Recently, I think over 300 and something companies have been delisted, as all of them are looking for loss legal company. Because right now, to relist your company, you have to go to court, you have to go to the Federal High Court to relist the company, and then write a letter to the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission seeking for permission for relistment, and then pay up the annual returns you did not pay that caused you to be relisted, to be delisted rather. So I asked myself, why would I want to go through that? Why won't I be proactive? Why don't I take steps? Now, CAC says if you registered your company, you have 1 year annual return holiday. That is, if you register your company in 2020, you will not file annual returns in 2021, you file in 2022. So you have 1 year to play baby, new company. But after then you file. It's inexpensive. The issue is that when you wait, you have a penalty that doubles the amount itself, and of course you have to pay for professional services. All right. So of course, another regulatory body you need to be looking into is the federal FIRS rather. This one administers all federal taxes. So you know, we call TIN, your tax identification number, all the tax, value-added tax, depending on what you're doing, company tax if you're limited liability, and filing of annual tax. That one is tax. So as a company, as a business, you should learn about tax. Don't run away from taxes. We have clients who run away from taxes and want to use the back door. One told me, is it not possible to go to them, let them do it the other way? So, okay, I don't do it the other way. I do it the right way. Because that thing is waiting for you in the end. You don't even know something that somebody brings out for you and says it's done. After 3 years, it blows up and there's nothing you can do. You'll be held liable, right? Of course, we have the state internal revenue services. Those are maybe for employees, personal income tax, other development levies. If your business is physical, you know, there's some taxes. And then it's local government taxes too. Also accrue if your business is physical. If you're in Port Harcourt, you hear things like Obiakpo, Falga. Those are the local government taxes, and they will come for their taxes. But be careful, there are a lot of fakes. It's best to go to the office before the time and pay your taxes. Bring your receipts and photocopy and paste it very well with the phone number of the right officer. They will try to intimidate you, but don't be intimidated, you know. Then we have the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. This one is regulation of all export activities. If your business has to do with exportation, these days people want to export oil, dried fish, and all that, depending on the countries. Not all countries that take our exports. So you have to register as an exporter for businesses involved in export. You have to adhere to export guidelines and regulations. So Nigerian Export Promotion Council is for you if you're into export. Now, if you're into food, drugs, cosmetics, all those face glow, body glow, packaged water, you need NAFDAC, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. So this one will register and license your product. For you have to comply with their labeling standards, safety and quality standards. Of course, we have one that is close to NAFDAC, what we call SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria. They set and enforce standards for products. I had a client once that someone walked into their showroom and said their doors were not up to standard. Doors were imported. They have all the importation, everything. So you can't walk. They walked in there. Well, they served us letters. We served them letters. They entered negotiations, and then my client, went off because when they try to intimidate. But if you know what the law says, you always get a lawyer who knows the law and knows what to do. So it certifies goods, products that it should comply with national and international standards. Of course, Central Bank of Nigeria, everybody knows, regulates all financial activities in Nigeria. It licenses financial services, all these fintechs. If you're into fintech and all that is licensed. And also they help with compliance with AML, which is the anti-money laundering, and KYC, know your customer requirements, because it will require you to do some things as someone who is doing business, whether online or offline, that has to do with finances. Of course, we have the Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC. This deals with the protection of intellectual property rights. Every product of your intellect, you have a right to it. For instance, copyright, if you write something and it is yours, you're the one who produced it, you have a right over trademarks. They deal with registration of trademarks. Are we back? Okay, the SEC.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay, sorry. The patents registry deals with registration of trademarks, patents, copyrights, and all that. So if you have a business name or a limited liability company, the name itself can be trademarked. The logo can be trademarked. Your slogan can be trademarked. What that means is that it gives you protection beyond CAC. Many people think that CAC is it. Some people call it, I have my CAC. I'm like, you have a registration document. CAC is not the end of life. You can have a company registered in CAC, but by the time you go to trademark it, the name is already trademarked. So your trademark is like, should I say, the final solution to know who actually owns the company or who actually owns that name, your trademark. I think that business is for another day. It's a very long topic. And so I think I could just go on. In Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission is registers business that have foreign participation or ownership.
Okay.
So if your business has foreign participation, it has a few other regulatory bodies it will deal with. In fact, if you're registered in a company in CAC and you have a foreign partner, you need, your share capital cannot be less than 100 million. Not all this 1 million people are doing, 100 million.
Wow.
So there's so what I want to advise is, number one, identify the regulatory bodies relevant to your industry. 2, register and obtain the required licenses and certifications. That is why now people who want to register schools, you cannot just stand up and want to register a school. You must have a TRCN, that certificate, before you can open a school now. So every day there is an update. So you must keep your ears to the ground. That's why you must get to someone who is knowledgeable, who is actually in that niche, right? Who can tell you, time T, this is it. So you don't make mistakes from the onset. So stay updated, like I said, on the regulatory changes. Of course, follow a lawyer like me. Of course, I will shout it now. I'll let you guys know, like, oh, please, this is happening. No, so this is what you should do, right? Like I'm shouting now. Start planning for your annual returns. Between January and this date, the fee is cheaper. If you wait after that, you pay double. I will shout it. Nobody's paying me. It's my corporate social responsibility. And then, of course, again, work with a business attorney or consultant to streamline your compliance processes. People always ask me, Mrs. Papa, what is school? What is school? This is just a certificate document showing that your business is not involved in illegal activities. That's what that scope is called. Special Unit, Control Unit Against Money Laundering. So it is a government agency that monitors and regulated designated non-financial institutions, and the EFCC is the one that issues the certificate. So you have a business, when you want to go and open bank accounts, you will hear it. They'll ask you to go and bring your school. So you need to go and do that. So the purpose is to help, fight against, stop crime and terrorism. Because if EFCC, you have something to do with EFCC, you'll be more, you will be more temperate in all your dealings. It's easy to get it, but that's not the purpose why we are here. And then I hear people talking my team number. Team is just a personal identification number, right? Every company is required to file a tax return. So whether you received income or you generated income, you need to file. So you must, those things are given, So when you want to open an account, they tell you, where is your team? Where is that's when you start realizing that, look, I'm not doing ordinary business. You can be opening your accounts with all these companies that maybe online fintechs. After a while, they will tell you to increase your threshold. You will need to give us this and this and this. So either you cannot scale, you cannot receive certain amounts of money because you haven't scaled. So basically, I think this is 52 minutes. I think
awesome.
I've scratched the surface. Okay, thank you for having me, guys.
Please let me get, guys, make sure that you're sharing the link to this video on your timeline, share it on your socials, on your status, let more people get to see. And it's been loads of a very compressed, how do they used to call this thing now? They used to call it a crash course. So she just did something we call crash course for us right here, talking about a lot of very powerful things that going into 2024, for those of you that are in my tribe, the Phenomenal Tribe, we are going to be engaging her a lot from time to time to come share, some necessary information. And of course, not all of them are going to be free because, she says, you said something that really struck me. What is your business Lego structure? So I've been forming to be a consultant all this while. So I've not asked my clients, I hope you have a Lego structure for your business. Now I think I will include that. So when they say, oh, what's Lego? I say, take this number, call her, because your business needs a proper legal structure to be able to operate. Thank you so much. I mean, let me see if you're following. You got, somebody was laughing when you were saying that business name, are you asking for equity?
No.
Yeah,
it has happened several times because they don't have understanding and they were misled. Somebody says, register this very easy one. This one is cheaper. And guess what? The person took like triple of the amount. I felt really sad for that young man, and he was very sad. He now called the lady in my presence. Madam, you didn't give me all my documents. I've not seen this. Because I think, where is your MERMAT now? Where is your, you say you have a company. You just sent a certificate. Where is your memorandum? Where is your articles? He said they didn't give him more. What they gave him is status report and this. I said it's a business name that was registered for you. And then he found out it was a business. So we had to do a orientation. We manage clients a lot. Manage the emergency, his a little depression, and he's a young man. Why would someone cheat him? I said, well, you're in the business world. It's a dog eat dog. So what you're going to do is become smarter. And that is why, so we did like a session. So we booked like 2-3 sessions along with building, just building that startup for them. And then they started up. I think they're doing very well now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, there's something you said that really struck me. A lot of people just like buzzwords without knowing the implication of the buzzword. Somebody saying, I'm a startup. What's your novelty idea that you're pushing or you're pursuing? Is I'm a tailor. My friend, I know so
you're doing a regular business. You're not a startup. Somebody said I'm a startup. I just started.
So because you just started your startup, I got that. You are not a startup.
You're not a startup. Right. You're a regular business. What new thing did you add?
Exactly. It's been super amazing, almost within the 1 hour mark. And Laro D Love Doctor says, please, our company was registered in 2023. Is it that we are not supposed to file annual returns this year? So that's a question about annual returns. So if my company is registered in 2023, when is it right for me to file my annual returns?
Okay, so I think I'll just take that immediately. If your company was registered in 2023, let's say 2nd of January 2023 or 5th of January. January to January is 1 year. So the year, like that year, you won't file annual returns. Annual returns is filed after the year. For instance, I'm going to file annual returns for Peacemakers 2024 annual returns in January 2025. Okay. So I am filing to tell CAC, this is the amount of money that came in through my business. Or I didn't make any money. People are always scared that, I didn't do anything with my business. You can report that you did not do business with your business. They just want you to make a returns that, okay, CEO, this year I worked in deficit. Nobody's going to question you. But CAC, they will just pay their fee and fill in the documents for business names. It's online. So you just fill in the documents. You don't need to attach any special thing. For limited liability companies that are like 1 million share capital, you fill in the financial parts of it, your turnover, your gross. It's only companies that are 2 million or 5 million share capital that need to file like the financial statement and all that. So for you, just have the figures. In fact, I have a book called Annual Returns, how to simplify annual returns. Anybody who reads that book learns annual returns because you now understand what is expected. So all these things I was even running away from, it was nothing. It was not that much. So knowledge enhances your business. People should not be afraid of legal knowledge. It's so important. It's so important. It's just like people saying, I was arrested. I didn't know what to do. I started shouting. When you have knowledge of what you should do, how you should conduct yourself, even though Nigeria has its issues, right? But you can find yourself in a safe place even when you're in that situation. So knowledge is key. Knowledge is key.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have so much that we have to learn, and we would subsequently in 2025 and beyond, we would I would make sure I pull in my community and small business owners to begin to understand implications of the decisions they're making and the legal framework that needs to follow and accompany that. And we want to say thank you so much. This is the last episode of Dominate Your Market 2024. I mean, this was the first edition and it's been an amazing time. For those of you that are getting to watch this episode for the first time, we have like about 5 different sessions we've had with industry experts. You want to go back and then watch the different models. They are all here on YouTube. Please make sure that you like this video. like it. If you're just watching this for the first time, hit the subscription button. Yes, just do that for me. Thank you. Hit the subscription button and share this link to other business owners. Share this link so that a lot of people can understand that fighting that you're fighting with your church member. I thought he's a born again Christian. I thought we are brothers in church. There are always legal implications to everything. And to wrap it up, there's so much that Irene People does. Barrister Irene does a whole lot. In fact, I want to go sign up for one of simplified Canva design courses that she's doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but we would like you to tell us a lot more of the other stuff you do. By the way, follow her on Facebook. She just clocked 30,000 followers on Facebook. So let's make that number 50,000 followers. If you're watching this, wherever you watch it, and anytime you're watching it, just go on Facebook now. Pause the video, go on Facebook, just type her name. The way it's written here, don't put the ESQ. Just type Irene Pepo. You're going to see her name is going to pop up, and follow her. There's so lot. You know, there's a time she was doing a series on, and I don't want her to make any comment about it. She was doing a series on landlord and tenancy, and I learned a whole lot. From it. So if you follow her on Facebook, you will learn a lot about the law, about everything that has to do with the law. So let me allow in the next 3 minutes, tell us more about the products that you have, the trainings you have, and how we can follow you. Are you okay with sharing your business contact so we can put it out here so that anybody that watched the replay of this video, they could connect with you, either WhatsApp, Facebook, or any which way?
Okay, very well. So if you're watching this video and you want to connect with an experienced and licensed business attorney, my WhatsApp contact, Peacemakers Legal, is 0907 238 8901. 0907 238 238 8901. That's my WhatsApp contact. Once we hit up on WhatsApp, we can do a consultation. We have different programs, different products for you. I find that I cannot be everywhere at the same time, so I try to simplify legal knowledge for you. So I have annual returns simplified. We have business partnerships for you if you want to start a partnership. We have so many. In fact, I'm going to drop my link, my seller link. I have a whole store of over, I think, 20, almost 30 products, digital products that I have online for you. And if you follow me on Facebook, Ini Obong Irene Pepo, you're going to see so much content that you would love. I also have a book specifically for businesses, Nigerian business laws you need to know. That ebook, in fact, all we have spoken in a way that you will understand is simple, is easy, and we have links to all the regulatory bodies. So if you want to go to any website to find out anything, I've included all the links, so you can tap on those links and find out more information. How you should handle yourself when you're in the police station, all that is there. You know, these little things that happen to us as business owners that can cause big pain. It looks small, it can cause big pain, is in that ebook. So Nigerian business laws you should know, business partnerships without tears. And there's so much in the offering. And next year I'll be majoring on marriage and the law. Marriage and the law. We have a lot of young people who do not understand what the law says about marriage. They go into marriages and they don't know the legal implications. And when they want to get out, they're in shock. Somebody told me, so I'm going to pay for divorce. I said, no, sir. You will pay because you have to go through the right sources to do the right thing. So basically, we want to give you information ahead. If you're about to get married, you need to know if whether your church is a licensed place of marriage, whether it is marriage blessing you're doing and you say you've been married by the law. You're not married. So there's so many things you need to learn, marriage and the law. Hopefully, and my fingers crossed, I'm hoping that on my birthday, that is 27th of January, which is my 50th birthday, I will have my first print book, Marriage and the Law.
Wow, super amazing. So, thank you so much.
So please, you guys are the first.
Take a screenshot right now. Take a screenshot and go on Seller. You're going to see all her products are there. Go there and buy pay for as many as you can, and begin to devour them, so you know you're right. So stop running from Obiakpo, stop running for Monili and all those guys that are illegal concerning double taxation and a couple of other things. Go there and get it right now. So take a screenshot of this right now, so that you, my friend, can be learned, can become knowledgeable. And if you're just joining, don't worry, the replay is here. Go back and rewatch it. Share the link and let other people in your community join. I'm looking for that phone number again. This is a number on WhatsApp. Take a screenshot of this number. Buzz on WhatsApp, +234 for those of you that are not in Nigeria, +2349072388901. And of course, if you're in Nigeria, just 009, and then you can add the rest of them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you, Adiaeka. Abasudion, thank you so much for being here for me and for all of us. So we're getting some thank you coming in. If you know that you've been impacted, can I get the appreciation as we usually do here? Come on, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see the emoji, the thank you. I know somebody will say, but I'm just coming now. Say thank you first. Then you can watch the replay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. My name is Kingsley May. I am the host of Dominate Your Market Summit. And I believe that if we have more educated entrepreneurs, our vision in I'm the founder of Kingspire Resources. And basically what we do is to raise better entrepreneurs who are growing profitable and sustainable business in Africa and beyond. We believe in our company that if we have better entrepreneurs who understand how to do business better, how to run system better, then we would have the number of business dying will reduce, so that there will be more businesses that are in the ecosystem solving bigger problems and creating fantastic product, as well as employing many people. I'm just tired of seeing businesses who are just doing 30 people, 20 people. I want to see like 200,000 businesses that have 1,000 employees. I want to see 500,000 thriving business in Africa, and specifically Nigeria, my constituency, who have 1,000 and more employees, because they understand what they are doing. And please, so that you don't cry tomorrow. You went into partnership with somebody. You went into partnership. You did not know what you were doing. Now the business is growing. Better hit that. Where's that number? Better send a message now and know what to do. Or your dad is aging, your dad is sick, and you understand your dad was in partnership, or your mom was in partnership with someone, and something is not going well. Hit that number on the screen right now and find out what to do. Or you sign up with one lazy partner that is killing you. Like you are the one doing the work, the guy is not doing anything. There are too many legal things in this wahala. He's not doing anything because you did not put clause, you did not put let me add adjective to your whatever agreement. Now you are bearing the brunt. Well, there's a solution for you. Hit that number on the screen and reach out to Irene Pepo, Barrister Irene Pepo, and you will get more. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Barrister. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. Thank you. And happy 50th birthday in advance. Can you imagine? She's 50 years. God, my goodness. I got to stay younger too, man. All right. Thank you so much. Lara Day says, thank you, ma'am. Thank you a lot. And of course, we are seeing more thank you coming in. Luca Christiana says, thank you so much. Guys, I love you too. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.